Hey guys, back again for another video. While I've got the video loaded and everything going here in the dining room with the awesome background here, I think it's growing on me. Hope it's growing on you. Today I wanted to, on this, probably gonna be the last video I do for right now because that's the only thing I can think of. It's been, I don't know, several videos back since I've done a solo lesson for some of the songs that I sing and play with the Gilbert family. We're actually about to head to a revival tonight to sing tonight. And of course, when you get this, it'll probably be way past that. But anyway, this song is, we call it the medley. And it's a medley of 3 songs. Oh, I Want to See Him, He Set Me Free, and I Never Shall Forget the Day. And what I want to do is go over just the intro and the kind of middle turnaround that I do in the song. So that you can get an idea of how it sounds. And if you want to see this, I'm sure I've got it on some of the other Gilbert family videos that I've posted on here. Just go to my channel, do a search for the Gilbert family, and you'll see some of the live concert type videos that we've performed at and that I've uploaded. And I'm sure it's on one of those. We do that almost all the time. If not, you can check out their CD collection by going to thegilbertfam.com and looking for the medley song. It may be on their latest CD, which is Master of the Storm. I'm not sure exactly which one it's on. I think it's on that one, but you can check it out there as well. So this is called Medley. It's in the key of C. We actually modulate to the key of D after a couple verse or two of He Set Me Free. First, Oh, I Want to See Him, then He Set Me Free. Modulate to D for Never Shall Forget the Day. But here's what we do is we start this on a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. And that adds up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. Okay, so that gets us back on the 1. So all I'm doing is I'm actually starting on an A minor. Okay, and all that is on the D string, 2nd fret, open first. Actually, it's not open, it's 2nd fret first. Open G, 2nd fret, open B, 1st fret, open B, G, open, G, 2nd fret. It starts out on the A minor. Okay, and then the second time I do this, oh, well, we'll get on to that in just a minute. But anyway, that's the first one. And then I'll just get ready to go. I think it goes to C. I think it goes to C from there. Or maybe it's a G. I don't remember. It goes to G there. Yeah, it stays on the A minor, then it goes to that G. So to get to that G, so I'm hitting the 1st fret B, 3rd to 5 slide, 3rd fret E, and do a little pull off there, 4th fret B to the 3rd fret. Let's see. Let's see. So that's pull off. Hitting that ring finger on the 5th fret G, back up the backtrack, back up on the B that I'm holding here. That is where the first inclination of the G happens. So that's ringing out. I hit the 4th fret middle finger here, slide down the 2, and then slide right back up. Now I'm going to emphasize that high E string of the G note. And right now they're in the G. Actually, I do open G, open D, and then slide. Okay, so just somehow stay in there. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And that's upstrokes, up, up, down, up. So let's do this one more time, slowly, and pay attention to my picking hand, okay? Okay. So that's picking. Hopefully you saw that. I know the angle's kind of off. And then the next thing I do is I actually take and slide up to this position, and I'm aiming for C notes now. So far we've got da 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 da. Then we're in C the rest of the way. Okay. So from here, and I'm usually just aiming that pinky for the let's see, E string, 6th fret to the 8th. And then notice the pinky shape here, first finger pinky. Okay, we're going to maintain that shape now. Once I'm on the 8th fret, I need to put this first finger on the 5th fret. And then this is part of the regular C lick you hear. And that's all I'm doing is adding that little lick in there and then kind of tagging it off on the bottom C there. So from the 6 to the 8, back to the 5, come to that 8 on the pinky, and then open string on that E string. And that's what I do is I just practice that if I was you. See. Actually, when I slide to that, it's going to be a upstroke. So the way to practice this will be up, 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 down, up. Okay. Normally I would do it with down, up, but since that's part of the actual lick, then I want you to do it with the actual picking to that lick. Okay, so from the top. Okay, now that open string transition, and I'll talk about this quite a bit in my Bluegrass Guitar Essentials course, www.bluegrassguitaressentials.com. That open string transition allows us to move. It gives us time to move back, and then the note we're looking for is back on the 5th fret, but now with a ring finger. So where we had our first finger is where we're going to aim for our 5th finger. You might just want to add that to this transition. Remember that this is going to be an upstroke twice in a row, and then down, up, down. From there it's just down, up, down. Okay. And then from there, since that's a downstroke, we can practice just this by itself with a downstroke. Okay, so once again, there's another open string transition to get us back even further. So we go from this string transition to the 5th fret to the 1st fret. Okay, so 5, 3, down, up, down on the 4th fret, B string on the middle finger, fits perfectly right there, then up on that E string. And while you hit the E string, your finger is moving back to aim for the 1st fret of the B string. So you can have several licks in that. Now, one thing I stress highly is whenever you're learning a solo, usually a solo is compiled of a lot of different licks, and it's just a bunch of licks to make one big solo. So now we can take these two parts and create licks out of those, even though that's part of a whole solo. So first of all, we can start with just this much. And we can slide into it if we want to, the 3rd fret, the ring finger. It wouldn't sound as good if you used the 5th fret, because it's already that note. It's got the interval of a minor second. And like that, it really grates on our ears, but it resolves very quick. In passing, it sounds good. And while the E string is ringing, it actually resolves, the E sounds better within the key of C. Okay, so you can practice doing just that. Then you can practice doing the next one. Practice it slowly. You don't want to start out at that speed, okay? So practice it slowly, and I notice my battery's about to give way. Oh no, so yeah, it's about to die on me and I don't have time to go get the charger. So what I may do is come back and just splice these together. But for now, okay, so then you can actually go forward. This is going backwards, you can go forward from there. So you slide on the first note and then go on the second one. Okay, so you're going to add that. Okay, and then you're starting off where you started, and then you go back down again. Okay? But for the song's purpose, we just go, and then at the end of that, pull off on the second fret, G string, that's an upstroke. Down on the part of the C, I'm actually visualizing the chord shape of C. Backtrack on the G, up, down, up. And that's a pull off on the D, and then up, down. Usually I would go down, up, but since you want this to be the last note, you want to go up, down, because that has the most attack. Up, second fret, down. Now we're in this C chord, and I can start strumming. Okay? So now I can focus on playing the strumming and all that. So once again, very slowly, the second half of that. And this is going by so fast most of the time, I don't have time to do a first fret pull off. So, but you can do that here if you want to. That's still going to be that down, up phenomenon, you know, trapped in between strings thing, between the D and the A string. And if the sound sounds different, it's because I'm no longer using the lapel mic because the battery died, so I had to actually splice the first and the second part together. So this is actually using room noise, so if you hear the air conditioning cut on later, I apologize for that. But we're going to want to get on. Go ahead and finish this video while I had the guitar and everything set up. So the second part again, or if you want to practice just that, start with an upstroke. Okay, the very last is where it'll trip you up. See, everything makes sense to see up, down, up, down, up. And the way to notice your pick strokes and know which strokes you should use is anytime you're using a hammer on, you're going to skip a stroke. So if I'm doing upstroke, up, well, sometimes it don't work that way, but no, most of the time it's up. The pull off is a down, so you would play an up on the next one. But it doesn't work that way in this case. Once again, I just turned the air cut on, so if it's loud, I apologize. I'm going to try to get to where we can get through this. But anyway, that's the first half. Is oops, gotta watch about overshooting that. And I only recently figured out a better way to not mess up as easily as what I had been. And that is when I went to this high spot, my eyes would shift to where my pinky was and just look at this region of the fretboard. Then when I come back down, my eyes didn't shift fast enough. So now what I do is when I slide to this, my eyes are still in this area where this shape takes place. So when I slide up, my eyes are still here. So you want to get used to actually sliding without looking. And it's easier to hit that note than that particular phrase. Then I could look back here. So I only had to look at 2 spots versus 3 altogether. And that's hard to keep up if you're doing that. So I just trust there's only 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, then open. then I can shift back here. So it's not a lot of, like I've got to memorize all this stuff up here before I look away. It's pretty easy to get back where I need to be. Actually, when I pick this, it is up, down, down. So that's the picking I'm using. So let me do this a little bit faster. Okay, now that's the first half. I do this thing, the second half I do almost identically. Some of it I do, some of it I change up. So the second time, I'm doing the first little lick there a little bit different. The first time it was, the second time I go, just a nice little pull off there. Okay, and so here's, once again, we're starting with that downstroke on the second fret of the D. And this is where it changes. So we don't go straight to the B, we do, but then we're going to pull off. So the first time it was, this time it's, so back on the B, or excuse me, back on the G, it's up. Now we're going back to the B, open G, down to that second fret for the A note, A minor. That's once again in between the strings. You're in between the B and the G, so you're hitting on the inside of the string, not the outside, but the inside. And then I do the same thing, but when I get here, I don't go back to the. I don't do that. I actually stay here. Let's do the lick, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so now I'm actually in a kind of a bar form, or the long A style of C with my first finger on the 5th fret. That's where I land. Okay, and then from there, I'll show you what happens here in just a second. But anyway, I do this. So now that E, instead of that open E, I could actually do that if I wanted to. But usually I just choose to pull off. So the same shape on the E, from the 8 to the 5, then a pull off, 8 to 5 on the B. And then I do a little pick, down, up, pull off on that E, 8 to 5. Okay, so backtrack after you hit this. So try that, just that little small part. That's a good little fast lick if you speed it up. So down, and this is 5 to 8 on the E. Pull off, back to 5. Down on the B, back to the 5, and pull off 8 to 5 on the B. And then I do a 8, 7, 5. Pull off on the 8 to 7 on the G, and pick on the 5 on the G. Then I go down to the 7, 5, and then once again play that 5 on the G for the root, the ending on the C. And then I strum here, and what I do is I get ready to go to that F. So it's just a quick C, B flat to that F, but I'm doing that with one finger. Or go. Scoot it down. If you wanted to hit a little extra note, you can put your ring finger across where that 2 frets up from where your first finger is. The first finger you bar from the D string down, and I'm muting the bottom string because I don't want it to come out. Okay, and then 2 frets up from that on the A string. Okay, so once again the second part is Alright, so that's the first and second half of the medley. Okay, once again, you can refer back to the first of this video to find out where to find that video. And I apologize once again for the sound differences because of the battery. I'm actually having to play this with the battery plugged in. And the reason I didn't want to do the microphone is that I found that when you record a video with an internal mic, an external mic, with it plugged into the wall, then you're going to get a very bad staticky, buzzy sound because of the electrical current. That doesn't happen when you're coming just from the mic on the camera itself for the most part. So that's why I decided I'd rather deal with the, the room noise as opposed to the always constant buzziness. Okay, so thanks so much guys for watching. If you'd like to learn more picking techniques, including licks, phrases, learning how to use scales, how to get your picking and fretting hands synced up together, and some strumming and fiddle tunes, a smorgasbord of bluegrass, please check out bluegrassguitaressentials.com. I'd really appreciate it. First webisode, if you download it, is absolutely free, so you can decide whether the course is right for you and what you're looking for. So you can have it in either downloadable format, the entire course, or you can get it in DVD format. It's a 7-disc course. And the files for all the, the course, the ebook files, the audio files, everything is on the discs themselves if you get it in the DVD form. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your support here on the YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video, probably a few days from now since I'm having to wait for the battery to charge. So thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next video, whatever that may be. God bless.